What up? I just ate a little bit of whatever. But yeah. What's going on? How you guys been? I feel like I should be here more often. You know what I mean? But it's so much going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So much. But God is good, right? So I am very lucky, y'all. I'm very lucky. Very lucky. Very lucky to have been born in a family that I was born in. Not because of the money is a blessing, so I'm grateful for that. But what I'm trying to say is that I really come from a wonderful family, you know what I mean, that really taught me a lot. You know, like you basically my family really taught me a lot of seeds of beautiful things, you know what I mean? And now I'm just doing me, but it's like I'm doing me in a way where I try to elevate, you know what I mean? I try to bring positivity in the world, but at the end of the day, I'm only human too. And it's hard for people sometimes to understand that I'm only human, I guess. But it's understandable, you know. It is what it is. I just want people to realize that I'm only human and I'm going to make mistakes. And I hope that people can give me more grace, you know, because I do a lot. You know what I mean? I do a lot, and so, but anyway, what I learned about myself recently is that I need to be more nice to myself. You know what I mean? I used to be able to watch anime and just chill and enjoy myself, but now I'm becoming like a machine, like always trying to do this and do that and do this and do, which is cool. It's a purpose and everything, but I gotta chill. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm only gonna get that feeling from a wonderful woman that's gonna love me unconditionally. So I'm waiting on somebody, you know. So I don't mind taking the time because this time that I'm taking, I'm really starting to understand a lot that I probably wouldn't have understood if things happen as quickly as I wanted them to. I can be honest about myself, about that part of the game, you know. But at the same time, I just need a friend, you know. I just want a friend. I just want a friend. Unfortunately, I'm part of a family that's amazing. So finding somebody that's not gonna try to judge me based on of assumptions is hard, believe it or not. You know, I just want somebody that's gonna treat me like a regular person, if that makes sense. That's what I really crave. Because I run into a lot of people who seem to only care about one thing. And the thing that I really appreciate about my brother is that he comes from the same type of family, so he don't really need to sugarcoat anything, you know? And that's probably why he cut me off. I'm gonna have to fuck you up, man. Why would you do that? You got me fucked up, man. But anyway, he really is a reflection of me. Like, I really believe it. If I wasn't me, I would have been him. you know. So that's why I said what I said about his mom being my mom, because I don't see no difference between him and me. But I guess he does. So I gotta respect it, you know. Maybe I was wrong about him. I don't know. I hope I wasn't, you know, because finding somebody like him that can really relate to my struggle is hard, you know, because people assume that you get to a certain level and things are supposed to happen a certain way. But let me tell you something, money is not going to make you happy. If anything, money is going to make you depressed because of human nature. You know what I mean? That's just human nature. And human nature dictates that you only care about one thing, right? And that's fine, but I just want to say from personal experience that some of the best friends that I got are not in the same position that I'm in. And I value them a whole lot because they really allow me to see things from a different perspective. Just like my brother does. Like he see things that I really can't see. And that's exactly why he put me in a position where I can't talk to him. Because he knows that it really, damn. It's like you don't got no oxygen, you know what I mean? It's terrible. Like so I'm in pain, man. But I'm laughing about it because how strong I am. And I feel like I'm a little bit too strong for my own good. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be so strong that nobody can relate to me no more and I ain't got no friends no more and all of that no more. I don't care, man. I just want to be me and relate to people and just be the great person I used to be, man. I'm about to go back home and I hope I don't disappoint people because they have a certain image of who I used to be. But I guess because of what I went through, I had to change. You know what I mean? And I hope that people can be proud of me like they were before. You know what I mean? But Rihanna never lied when she said it's so hard to be humble. That girl ain't never lied. She ain't never lied, man. One thing about me though, I never cared about nothing but friends. So early on, I was lucky enough to have friends and everything. And I never forgot the feeling of being able to have friends. Like I used to I used to have all the gifts and all of that, right? But be alone. So I used to hang outside my gate or whatever and just look at people walk by and be like, hey, you want to play? Like, you know, I had, you know what I mean? And eventually kids were like, yeah, I want to play. And that's how more kids came in, yeah, let's play, let's play. And that's how, you know, it became a whole thing. And I really became super famous. But I was a kid and everything, and I didn't understand what comes with fame and notoriety. You know, the negative side of things. You know what I mean? I was a kid. I didn't know none of my. But the thing is, human nature, yet again. You know? It's just part of the game. Now, luckily, I'm able to see things from a different perspective. So I think I can kind of see um, people, like I can tell if somebody's only interested in this or that, but even then I'm not as good as I need to be because I know that once I really become good at noticing people, I might not enjoy life as much as I do now. You know what I mean? So in a way, I don't want to grow up. Because growing up is not really a fun place, you know what I mean? I'd rather remain a kid daydream and do things that I used to do as a child. You know, I want to protect my inner child. But human nature, yet again, you know. So if I learned anything, it would be that just do you. You know what I mean? The people who really love you, there's nothing you can do to keep them away from you. Which is why I'm confused as to why my brother cut me off. But I really hope that it's temporary because the pain is great. You know what I mean? I didn't realize how much I love him, but whenever we spend time together, even if it's on the phone now, it's a feeling that I never experienced before. I don't know how to describe it. It's like he knows what I'm about to say. He knows what I need more than I know what I need. He sees things that I don't see. So it's like, wow, this is different. You know what I mean? I'm not used to that. Like I'm used to I don't even want to speak on what I'm used to, but let's just say that he's literally the nicest person I met my whole life. My whole life, I was taught I had to be strong. My whole life, I was taught I had to be the best. But people don't really understand what that means. People don't understand what it means to find people that love you for you, you know what I mean? That are not gonna judge you. That are really gonna look at you like, hey, how was your day, man? What did you eat today? Are you okay? Like, what are you struggling with? Is you and your mama okay? How did you guys being able to sustain with no job? Like, nobody cares? It's hard being human, man. It really is. All I can tell you is that I'm only feeling sad because I'm here. you know, when I go home, it's a different story. Everybody knows me. I'm very famous, especially now that I haven't been back home in over 15 years, even more, but I don't want to say the exact number because I'm really scared how long I am being home, and I can only imagine what's gonna happen when people find out that I'm back. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to prepare myself mentally. Um, all I need people who are in my life to understand is that I need to be left alone. You know what I mean? I've been told what to do a little too much. I need to be left alone so that I can hopefully find myself again. You know, I think I lost myself because there's no way I just spent New Year's alone. There's no way I just spent my birthday alone. There's no way I'm over here arguing with my mother every day. My mother is the person I love the most in this earth. So why are we fighting every day? Does my mother hate me? Am I a terrible person? I don't think I'm a terrible person. Based off what I do and the content and the positivity that I try to bring. So why am I going through hell? What's wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to think sometimes. Lucky for me, I had a girlfriend back in the day who was a Leo, you know, fire sign. So Leos are very loyal. You know what I mean? That's one thing I will never forget. And that's why to this day, she can call me and we're gonna be cool until one point and then she bounce. You know, that's how we do. We argue and then she come back. We argue and then she... Anyway, we do our thing, which is gonna stop because I'm about to get married and have me my own family. You know what I mean? But I allow her to do that because, you know, she needs to vent and all of that. And she knows that I will always listen to her and try to help her go deal with life, you know what I mean? Just like she'll do the same for me. So our bond is solid. You know what I mean? I've been with her for 4 years. She could have been had my kids. The only reason why it didn't work out is because I wasn't ready to have no kids. She couldn't understand that at the time and she got frustrated and bounced and had a baby. But guess what? She came back and told me, hey, I think you was right. And I was like, I think so. Because I'm not gonna say I know a lot, but having a baby is not no play to me. You know what I mean? It really means a lot. I'm the only child of my mom and my dad. So I think I want to have a lot of kids, maybe, you know what I mean? So that I can have a house full of kids and just the family vibe and everything. And that's just the kind of person I am because my best years were when I was a kid, when the whole family was together and we just had fun. You know what I mean? That's why I love when you guys have, you know, that cookout vibe. You know, that really reminds me of how things used to be back in the day for me in Africa. There's really a familiar feeling that I love because I don't get enough, obviously. And I know she's not doing it on purpose because I know she loves me, but right now she's doing a terrible job, y'all. And I know it's not her fault. It's not her fault. But the thing about my mom is that She's just like me. We are very stubborn. We don't listen to nobody. We think we know everything. So I'm gonna pray on it. You know what I mean? That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Having a friend is literally everything to me, you know? It really is. But I'm gonna pray on it. So I know I'm gonna be straight because I don't know about your God, but my God listen to me. My God got time for me. So the only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to keep it real and I'm trying to be relatable to people. Because that's what matters most to me, you know? I got all the money I can ever spend in my lifetime. You know what I don't got? Love. I don't got enough love. So people naturally come up to me and ask me, how come you're a billionaire and you don't look like it? Because guess what? I never had to look like nothing. The way I was raised with the principle like this. What you wear don't make you. It's who you are. I was raised different. I don't know. I was raised different. I probably should do something where I talk about how I was raised because I really feel like it really could help people. But this is the thing though. I was raised so well that even as a child, I was very envy. I mean, I don't even have the strength to express because it's so negative. You know what I mean? And I don't want to speak on that. I just can't. I'm too blessed. You know what I mean? I'm too blessed. The Lord loved me so much. He does so much for me that I just can't. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is this. If you don't like me, that's cool. If you love me, that's wonderful. But you're not gonna sit up here, say you love me, but do me in. That's not gonna happen no more. That's why I have to do what I have to do for my own safety. I'm dealing with so much that last time I talked to a therapist, she had to go. I'm dealing with a situation where I'd be telling people what they do wrong. They tell me, oh, I'm not gonna do it wrong. They do that shit again and again and again and again. And then when I blow up, people look at me like, why did you do that? I'm like, are you serious? I know there's something messed up here. I'm starting to feel like I can identify what the problem is. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel like I know what the problem is. So I'm starting to work on myself to make sure that the problem gets resolved. But it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? When my brother was in my life, I could just hit him up, and he probably not gonna answer the phone, of course, but he's always gonna check on me to see what's up. You know what I mean? Like I know that. And whenever we talk, it's like we already know that we're good. So it's like our conversation is not like weird. You know what I mean? It's a regular conversation. And it sounds like this, like I be saying something and then he'd be like, yeah, so I knew that already. So this is what you know. You know what I mean? It's like we really be helping each other so much that we automatically protect each other for our own good. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm probably saying too much again, so I'm gonna stop because I can't handle the pain that I'm feeling right now. I just want my brother back. You know, I just want my brother back. But the thing about my brother is that everybody hates him and he doesn't realize it. You know, I'm the only one trying to tell him like, hey, these people don't love you for real. But he knows that I'm always gonna keep it 100. So he listens, you know. Uh, you really never know what you got until you lose it. That's for real. I'm not gonna say I'm envious and jealous of people who found real, genuine friends, but I want that for my life too. Why can't I have friends that love me unconditionally? I'm a child of God too, aren't I? But again, I know that God is great, you know what I mean? And she's taking care of me. I'm just expressing myself. That's all. I'm just expressing myself. If you listen to the latest album by Mother called Cowboy Carter, the very first song, she really knows what she's doing. I don't know why. But the very first song says everything I need to hear right now. So you know what? I'm about to go, y'all. I love y'all, but I gotta take care of myself. This is what I learned. You know what I mean? I need a vacation like people need to get a job. That's how hard I've been working. So I'm probably not gonna make no content for a minute. I apologize. I really do, because I started to love this thing that I do, and my channel has been growing and I see everything like that, but I'm not chasing no money. I already got it. I appreciate the fact that people are finally noticing me. It's a great feeling, but it don't really move me for real. And the crazy part is, I don't know what moved me no more. So again, I apologize because I'm about to take a break. I don't know how long. I could just make another video tomorrow, you never know. But the way I feel right now, the way I feel right now, um, I'm a little bit tired, you know, mentally mostly because it's not like I'm doing any strenuous physical activity, but mentally I'm exhausted. So I think I need a break. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do me for a change. You know what I mean? So I love every single one of you, and I apologize if I'm not gonna post for a minute. But I got plenty of content. So if you love my content, just go to my content. You know, I got plenty. So you guys should be straight. You know, you should be straight. There's one thing I learned from this whole thing is you gotta take care of yourself first. You know what I mean? You can't be neglecting yourself for a paycheck. You gotta find a way to do what you love. You know what I mean? Because everything happens in the process of getting what you want. For example, like you become a different person as you're going towards what you want to achieve. And that process is really a wonderful thing. You know what I mean? People think, okay, if I set a goal now and achieve it, I'm gonna do this. And it makes sense for you to think that, but I'm here to tell you there's something that happens in the process of you becoming that's really fulfilling, if I can say it like that. Y'all know who the girl of my dreams is. So when it comes to her, I don't want to hear nothing. And that's why my brother cut me off to this day, because he crossed that line and you don't even know he crossed that line. And I didn't even know I loved that girl so much, y'all. But I went hard. I went so motherfucking hard that my brother had to cut me off. Because I really hurt his feelings. So again, I'm not here to I'm sorry, bro. I know you're watching this, but I promise you I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to understand. What in the actual fuck happened, bro? I'm so fucking lost, man. Oh my god, I love that woman. Lord. We're gonna make a lot of babies, I tell you that. But hey, I can't make her do nothing. She ain't say yes, so I gotta wait, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. When you really love somebody, you gotta wait. Mama T was like, J and B was talking on the phone for a whole year, and she thought it was weird. You know what I mean? And that made me think like, they were talking on the phone for a year. Okay, so if 1 plus 2, but I know that taking your taking your time is important. Don't get me wrong, but it's not about how much time you take for real, because you're always gonna be you. It doesn't matter if it's a year from now, 2 years from now. You never change. So for real, I feel like taking your time is cool, but it shouldn't become an excuse not to be part of somebody's life that you really love and could build something with. The reason is that you're never gonna change. You were you before you was born. So it's like you was gonna do whatever you was gonna do. The question is, how are you gonna react when something happens that you don't appreciate? Are you gonna be able to handle that? Or are you gonna leave? That's what the real question is, because we know we all gonna make mistakes. I'm telling the women of my dreams now that I'm not perfect, so understand that first. You know what I mean? I'm human. Understand that first. Yes, I do have great intention towards you. Yes, I do love you, but I'm only human, and I gotta keep it 100. If my number one hero made a mistake like that, I can't honestly sit up here and tell you that I'm not gonna make the same mistake, because I really don't think I'm better than him. I don't. And so if he made a mistake, I'm definitely gonna make mistakes. That's for sure. So, are you gonna forgive me though? Like, is your heart big enough to allow me to make mistakes? Is your heart big enough to love me unconditionally? That's my real question. Because I thought about this subject for a minute, you know? I had some time. I've been alone for a minute. So I had some time to think about everything, and I'm thinking like, what would it take for you to cut me off, basically? What do I need to do for you to say, okay, enough is enough, I can't deal with this no more? I need to know this before we start dating so that I can decide if I want to handle that or not. Because, again, we all have seen a great example of J and B and what they went through. So, if they went through that, what does that mean for the rest of us? You know what I mean? Are we supposed to cut each other off because somebody cheated? Because it's gonna happen. Let's keep it real. It's gonna happen. It is what it is. Are you gonna have a heart big enough to let me do me though? Because this is the thing that women tend not to understand about men. Whether you like to hear what I'm about to say or not, I can only keep it real. Y'all know how I do. Men are polygamous by nature. That's just what we do. That's how nature made us. That's why a man is a man and a woman is a woman. But women have a hard time understanding and accepting that a man is going to be a man. It's understandable. It really is. But I really think that women need to take more time and actually study men. Because I don't think women know men like they need to. Because if they did, there would be no songs about he cheated on me, because you know that a man is a man, you know what I mean? So you know that, okay, if you give a man access to your body, the man is going to do what he's going to do. But again, a woman is going to be a woman. She got emotions, so you can't blame her for feeling the way she feels. I just really wish that women take more time to understand how God made man, because I really feel like if they took time to understand how God made man, then there would be no jealousy. Because you know that a man is gonna run through. I'm trying to keep it cute, but you know you know what I mean? That's not the issue though. The issue is women feel like sex feels the same for a man than it feels for a woman, and nothing can be further from the truth. Men can have sex with you and the next day not think twice about it. When a woman has sex with a man, the more she has sex with the same man, she gonna fall in love. Let's keep it real. She's supposed to fall in love. But women want to be men these days, so they want to do what men do. You know what I mean? They want to have multiple sexual partners and everything. And it sounds great, but you're destroying yourself, baby. I cannot lie to you. You're destroying yourself. Because the more sexual partners you have, the less ability you have to get attached. And you need to get attached because you need to have a family. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want a baby of your own? You really think that animal is going to satisfy you the same way a baby would satisfy you that looks just like you? You really believe that? I don't think so, baby. I don't think so. You need to have a family. You need to have some babies. You need to be a mother. And that's the reason why you have an animal, because you are a mother. You're just denying it to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You're acting like you don't need men, but you know you do. We need each other. That's just what it is. But you have to understand how men are. You have to accept the way that God made us. We are polygamous. We don't mean to cheat to hurt your feelings. We just do what we do. A man can have sex with 10 different women and only love one. That's the man you marry. You know what I mean? Women need to understand that just because a man has sex with somebody don't mean they love them. No. Let me break it down for a second, man. Let me tell you something. Men, to men, right? Having sex is like an ego thing. Like, yeah, I had sex with this baddie. Yeah. It's like a sport. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't, you know, people make a living off lies. I cannot lie to you. I apologize. I'd rather tell you the truth because I got sisters. They dealing with men. They going through things too, but they gotta understand what it is. You know what I mean? So that they can make the best decisions, so that they can be taken care of and everything like that, so they can remain soft. You don't want to be a woman like Lotto. Lotto too hard. She harder than man. That's an issue to a man like me. Because a woman should never have to go through what Lotto went through. It really breaks my heart, man. Because her songs, I really feel it. I don't know how to explain it. I really feel like that's my twin. I mean, she is a Capricorn just like me, so we really do relate. You know what I mean? On a level that most people are probably never gonna understand. And that's okay. It's not for everybody to understand. Just understand that when I hear her songs, I'm over here thinking like, why is she saying that? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it sounds good and everything, but I'm thinking like, why is she saying that? What's the message? And you know what I get back? I get back that she didn't find a man worthy enough for her to be in her feminine. And it breaks my heart because she's a great person. And if you listen to her, all she wants is a family. She don't want to be rapping all her life. She want to be a woman. She been too hard. She shouldn't be so hard, man. It's really breaking my heart. It's messing me up because the way I feel for real is no woman should have to work. No. For what? Why? We really need to work on our financial system because it's flawed and it's not working for nobody. That greedy stuff is not working for nobody. Everybody should be able to have something to eat. Especially if you're a woman, like you need to be taken care of because you're a woman. Because you're not a man. You're not supposed to be working out here. Men are supposed to be working. Because men are strong by nature. Women are not supposed to be working because women are strong too, but that's not the point. Women have a different role. Women need to really be focusing on the kids, you know what I mean? Because men can't do that. We don't got the patience that women got. Let's keep it real. Some people are just better at things that other people are not. That's how God made us. It is what it is. We just need to do our part. You know what I mean? I'm doing my part. I know that. To try to make the world a better place, but I can't do it on my own. I need me a team of like-minded people that are really motivated to really make this world a better place for our grandkids. For real. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, by the time my grandkids come, how will this earth be? You know what I mean? Like, will this be better than when I was a child? That's my goal. I'm not trying to have my babies working hard as I worked. I work too hard. It's not fun. It's not fun. I'm trying to have my babies enjoy life as long as they want. Do whatever they want because they're going to be gifted just like me. So I want them to have what I never had. You know, the same way my grandmama allowed me to see things that I would have never seen if it wasn't for her. Because of her, I made sure that I would be ready for the time when my grandkids come around. You know what I mean? Because of her, because I was so blessed. Like, you know how most rappers be rapping about the rags to riches story and everybody's inspired by that? Well, guess what? I can't really relate because none of it really applies to me for real. I never really had to work for nothing for real. I had it all my life. But you know what I never had? Somebody that I could relate to. That's what I never had. Up until my brother came around, that's when I felt different. Like, okay, this is a different feeling. Like, even the way that I eat and everything, the mannerism and everything, okay, ain't nobody gonna judge me this time because you're doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, I went to a restaurant and we had ribs, and I ate the ribs with the fork and knife, and my girl at the time looked at me like, "You're so white. Why are you doing that? Why are you not using your hands like me?" And I had to explain to her that I don't want to dirty my hands, so that's how I prefer to eat. But it's like she judged me, calling me white, calling me, you know, all my life people judge me. I'm tired. I just want to be loved and appreciated for who I am. And yes, I might look different and everything like that, and I understand a lot of things, but what about becoming a human person, a decent human being? You know what I mean? I have not found enough of that. I really try my damnness to always elevate people. You can ask about me. Everybody that I come across to, I really try to elevate because chances are they're not on my level, unfortunately. So I be trying to elevate people just so I can stop or reduce that feeling of loneliness that I always felt my whole life. It's extremely lonely at the top. It's true. Because the way people hate on me, it shows that I'm better than them. Because you only hate up. You don't hate on somebody you think you're better than. But again, I can't be mad at nobody because that's human nature. So, yes, I am better than you because you're hating on me. That's the rule. I'm not hating on nobody because I'm different, you know? I never had that feeling of want or need or whatever because I had everything that I ever wanted. So, what I really wanted was company, good company, a vibe, friends. I wanted to laugh, I wanted to play, and thank God I was able to do that as a child. So, that's a blessing that I don't think my brother received because of his circumstances. You know what I mean? He had to be protected at all times and surrounded by guards and everything. So I don't think he had the freedom that I had. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to describe an unfamiliar or unpopular side of life that most people might not be aware of. That people that you think are at the top or whatever, they go through stuff too. Do y'all really think that because we got money, we got it all figured out? No. On the contrary, when you got money, that's when it's really sad because you see human nature. But the good thing about it is you really start to value real people because it's so very few. It's so easy to hate on somebody, you know? Anybody can do that. But being positive, remaining positive, that's a job. That's a job, man. That's a job. I'm so tired. But one thing for sure, I'm gonna pray before I fall asleep. So I'm gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight. Oh. I told my mom I'm gonna go back to church, and then she began to set up a schedule for me, and then I was like, you know what, never mind, because I don't want to feel like it's work. You know what I mean? I want it to be something that I do because I want to do it. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be repetitive and machine like. I want to do it because that's what I want to do. All my life, I felt kind of trapped, to be honest, because when you're born in a certain family, your whole life is already planned. So it's not like you choose to do what you do. You kind of have to do what you do because you're part of the family. So growing up, it got to a point where I had to tell my family, like, hey, I understand the plans y'all got for me and everything, but can I go play? And I think eventually they understood and they gave me some space and grace. And I'm so very grateful for that because it allows me to be me and to be happy. You know what I mean? I just want to be happy. And I am happy. I'm just tired right now. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You want to do what you want to do because it's your life. But if people tell you what you gotta do with your life, it becomes a chore. You know what I mean? It becomes something else. So if I'm trying to tell you anything, I'm trying to say to you that with great power comes even greater responsibility. To whom much is given, very much is expected. I've been given a lot, so people expect a whole lot out of me. For example, my own mother expects so much out of me that she don't realize how hard she been on me. And it affects me because I'm hard on myself. And in turn, I'm hard on others. And that's why I spend my birthday by my own, because I'm too hard. And nobody want to be around somebody. You don't want to be around a rock. A rock is not, for the sake of the example, right? If you're laying on a rock, it's going to hurt because it's not a comfortable bed, right? I'm not trying to be rock. I'm trying to be comfortable to people so that I can have more friends and enjoy life. I don't care about the money. I don't care about nothing. I just care about the vibe. Having a great vibe. I just feel like it's time for a new economy. You know what I mean? A new type of work, because whatever we're doing right now is not it. I'm sorry. This is not it. And my grandbaby is not gonna come up here and yeah, so I gotta do something about that to make things better for them, you know? I think that's gonna be my mission. Which it already is, right? But I'm just talking. But alright, y'all. Let me talk to y'all later. I was supposed to be in bounce, but I've been here for 57 minutes. I'm too hard, man. I'm too hard. I need that feminine touch of a loving woman that's not gonna judge me, that's just gonna let me do me and know that I'm coming home. I just need to breathe. Please pray for me, y'all. Because that's really what I want. You know, pray for me, y'all, please. But thank you. I'm about to go to bed. I'm tired. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace.